tuned into another episode of the Punk Rock Demonstration. I'm Jack, my website punkrockdemo.com. Again, that's punkrockdemo.com. You've tuned in on a Monday, I hope, because that's when the new shows come on. Every Monday from 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific time, and then it repeats on Tuesdays from 7 a.m. until 9 a.m. Pacific time. Start off our show with The Crowd. That song's called Liberty. Got plenty more punk rock today, and I'm going to continue with some Priscilla Ford. This song's called Shoot the Rent.
Can't track me under. Midnight bullshit, just it as life. Can't track me under. Hey, 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 hey. Small loss and was impressive. Hey, 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 hey. Still think it's right. Can't track me under. Can't track me under. Ruined landscape built on your lies. Can't track me under. But y'all taste my lace as these blues get around. Here's what we do it, we do it loud. Come on you liars, let's get fucking proud. Up to the task, yeah we're up for the fight. Meet on the front line tonight. Calling all y'all team, let's go. What's so troubling? Stay tuned, this side, that side. Toe to toe, frontline hooligan, listen up. Calling all y'all team, full rate. What's so troubling? It's alright, this side, that side. Have a fight, frontline hooligan, love tonight. Here's what we do it, we do it loud. Come on you rioters, let's do this and proud. We got to the desk, gotta run for the fight. Meet on the front line tonight.
Look out, honey, it's a strobe light dance. Knee-high boots hanging in a cage. Devil-eyed woman open the gates. Devil-like woman gonna spit in your face. So yeah, come out of your skin. Devil-like woman gonna dance like a snake. Devil-like woman gonna whip and chain. Devil-like woman gonna open the gate. So yeah. Who stole my whiskey?
Heard some Scanner there with Devil Lock Woman, and Dirty Filthy Mugs with Frontline Hooligans, Pistol Grip with No Romance, before Dirty Filthy Mugs and Dog Company with Working Man's Blues. You can find all the playlists for all these shows by going to punkrockdemo.com if you missed what I said. We're having maintenance this week on the server. Well, it's being moved to another building, so there might be some outages here and there. So if you discover that the station is down, that's probably why, because it's being physically moved to another building. It's been there for close to 15 years now, and unfortunately can't live there forever, so it's got to move. Hopefully it survives the move. Servers don't like it when you power them off after being on for like several years, and I hope it goes well. You'll find out soon in October. Let's continue with some more punk rock here while we're still on the air. Let's continue with Sniper 66. The song's called Firecracker.
Now I'm gonna explode.
it's gonna be alright. I love that you thought it's gonna be alright. But now all you do is cry. 'Cause you remember sweater weather, but now it's just too hot. And you remember keeping it together, but now it's just too hard. And I don't wanna be the first to know. I don't care if you're the best.
much or pretend to be the center of our life. For any poverty on this world, we should raise the hands and burn any flag down. Just run down until the fucking bloody ground and try to make it better someday. How far will it go? What will the future show? I wanna die. Should I repeat the mistakes there is
Now some Flatfoot 56 there with Smoke Blower, Booze and Glory with Legends. I'm still waiting for them to send back those answers that I asked them for the interview. They've been pestering me for the interview questions. I sent it over and then haven't heard back. Maybe I should remind them, like how they've reminded me to send over the questions. Before Booze and Glory, we heard Dead End Kids with How Far, Chuck Spadina with Evil Things, before Dead End Kids and the Grimly Pleased with Sweater Weather. Very appropriate. It's definitely sweater weather, although the humidity doesn't feel like it. It's been cool but humid at the same time, so it makes it warmer. Maybe unless it's 4 o'clock in the morning, then it's definitely sweater weather. Anyways, let's continue with some Neverland Ranch Davidians. This song's called Swamp Feet.
She's got that swamp feet. She's got that swamp feet. Yeah, she's got that swamp feet. She's got that swamp feet. Triple slam. St. Louis child. She's like she's got that swamp feet. Whoa, whoa, she's got that swamp feet. She's got that swamp feet. Yeah, she's got that swamp feet. Mashed potato with a peppermint twist. You could be the friend. You could do the fun. Get on the whip foot. Get out your
kiss goodbye forever is all you need. It comes from me to set you free. My kind of love kills so slow. I take the flesh, he takes the soul. Yes, I am everything that no man wants to be. All the things that shatter every dream. I am a broken God, you see. I am. My kind of love kills so slow. I'll take you places you don't know. Yes, I am. I am. Down here in the basement, they made me a child in the dark. No one ever came to save me. The toys down here cry louder than you scream. Now you'll be forever with me. My kind of love kills so slow. I will never let you go. Yes, I am everything that no man wants to be. All the things that shatter every dream. I am the broken God you see. I am. My kind of love kills them slow. I take them places they don't know. Yes, I am. I am. Well, I hate because I hate. I hate because I am. No one ever came to save me. This is how you made me what I am.
I try to turn back, there's a mirror behind me, and the path in front is covered with thorns. People scream for forgiveness, people scream for help. All we hear is silence. Land of the free, home of the brave, land of the wicked, home of the deaf. All we hear is silence. When you see their walls come crashing down, will you march past them? Will you stand your ground? Too afraid to lead, too dumb to care. Your prophets have been spreading lies, cause God was never there. I find it's getting hard to live these days. Promises of heaven falling through the haze. False sense of hope lies in shallow graves. Silence. Angels and demons, humans and gods, we all are empty, we all will scream. But all we hear is silence. There's no redemption, no second chance. There is no savior, there is no God. All we hear is silence. When you see their walls come crashing down, will you march past them? Will you stand your ground? Too afraid to lead and too dumb to care. Your prophets have been spreading lies, cause God was never there. I find it's getting hard to live these days. Promises of heaven falling through the haze. False sense of hope lies in shallow graves. Silence. Shh. Silence cold, the outcome fake.
Heard Roughneck Riot there with Parasites, and Slow Children with Silence, NFFU with Forgotten Alibi before Slow Children, classics there, and some Change Today with I Am before NFFU, and the Balboas with Penetration. Got a couple more songs before I play those songs that people have been sending in throughout the week over at punkrockdemo.com. I usually play these new songs in the second hour, unless I run out of time on a previous show, then it rolls over onto the next show, but that rarely happens. Luckily last week I didn't run over, so that's why we're continuing with the trend of having the new songs later in the program on the second hour. So let's continue with some punk rock and then new music after that. Let's continue with LA's Forgotten. This song's called Only Solution.
Another game, but it's not over yet. I won't get burned by a cigarette. Confusion gonna kill all mankind. Said, why do I pay for a free mind? Sacred cows are hard to find. To real always not a crime. All the kids are masking. It's time for revolution. Is war the only solution? Paranoia, test our intelligence. North Korea builds a self-defense. I lay my head down in disgust. The police have killed another one of us. Sacred cows are hard to find. So real law is not a crime. All the kids are masking. It's time for revolution. Is war the only solution? Sacred cows are hard to find. So real law is not a crime. All the kids are masking. It's time for revolution. Is war the only solution? I can't get you out of my head. I just wanna be with you. One of these days we can be together. I'm not gonna let you go, pretty girl. I don't wanna be with anybody else. I wanna spend my life with you. I'm not gonna let you down, pretty girl. I can't imagine my life without you. But I'm here without you, baby. But I'm here without you, baby. I have to face the truth. I have to face the truth. I wanna see your eyes. I wanna see your smile. I wanna be with you. I wanna be with you. Let me tell you, I fell in love since the first time I saw you. Couldn't stop looking at you. You were the most beautiful girl I saw. You're my pretty little girl.
your eyes. I wanna see your smile. I wanna be with you. I wanna be with you. But I'm here without you, baby. But I'm here without you, baby. I have to face the truth. I have to face the truth. I wanna see your eyes. I wanna see your smile. I wanna be with you. I wanna be with you.
That was some new music by this band called Evil Cult, band from Brazil. The song's called Midnight Ritual, and then I had a theme song, Blood Wolf, before Evil Cult. That song's called Slave of the Night. Heard some Machinery before Blood Wolf with An Act of Violence. Heard some In Defense before Machinery with Party Lines and Politics, and Eddie Gabriel with Here Without You. Hope you're still enjoying the show. I'm going to play this Damn It Records compilation now. It's the 1st of October 2025. This Damnation's couple songs from there. Starts off with Personality. The song's called Smoke Alarms.
landing and our lovely contradiction will soon become old news. I'm chiefly pessimistic that I'm being realistic, that the odds are even that I'm stuck with you. That's alright, bittersweet's my only choice, so that's alright. You're awfully good to me. I'm just crying happy tears until my side's mind disappears, so that's alright with me. This paradise is pretty ugly, plastic glasses fall bubbly, a marriage to the living dead, humanity and me. I found I'm lost and hate the cost of being free to give a toss and staying sure of my uncertainty. That's alright, bittersweet's my only choice, and that's alright. You're awfully good to me. I'm just crying happy tears until my side's mind disappears, so that's alright with me. That's alright with me. That's alright. Bittersweet's my only choice, so that's alright. You're awfully good to me. I'm just crying happy tears until my side's mind disappears, so that's alright with me. That's alright. That's alright. That's alright. So that's alright with me. 'Cause that's alright with me.
The dark is coming near, summer fade away. People are in fear of another day. They only trust the leaders who claim to know the truth. Ignorance is strength, they tell them what to do. They're looking for a scapegoat, cause of misery. Thinking black or white, how easy can it be? Or do we close our eyes, pretend they are not here? Or do we face the darkness we haven't been so near? New Nazis, blonde hair and blue eyes. New Nazis, you're a devil in disguise. New Nazis, stop knocking on my door. New Nazis, 'cause we've been there before. Watch out for the new Hitlers, wolves all dressed as sheep. People don't ask questions, so please don't fall asleep. It's the rise of evil, remember history. And if we stay awake, it might just keep us free. New Nazis, blonde hair and blue eyes. New Nazis, you're the devil in disguise. New Nazis, stop knocking on my door. New Nazis, 'cause we've been there before. Blonde hair and blue eyes. You're a devil in disguise. Stop knocking on my door. You're such a bloody bore.
Corner kick, like a corner kick. Friday night and I feel alright. Sunday morning is an early warning, and Monday I'm a corner kick, lying like a corner kick. On Monday's had its grace. I gotta get out of this place. Need a dig in, get the first shift in. Fund is low, so it's go, go, go. a corner kick, like a corner kick, like a corner kick. Friday night and I feel alright. Sunday morning is an early morning, like a corner kick. Wednesday's feeling good, Billy Mac is in the mood. Shades on at the track, don't wanna get the sack. Foot on the gas and I'm back on the razz. Temper's high and I can't deny I'm a lion like a corner kick, like a corner kick, like a corner kick. Friday night and I feel alright. Sunday morning is an early warning. I'm a corner kick, lying like a corner kick. Thursday, same again. Don't know who or where or when. It's a hell of a scene, but what does it mean? Feeling green cause I ain't got a bean. Gonna get a wage and I'm gonna get paid. And I'm lying like a corner kick, like a corner kick, like a corner kick. Friday night and I feel alright. Sunday morning is an early warning. I'm lying like a corner kick, I'm lying like a corner kick, or like a corner kick, like a corner kick. Friday night and I feel alright. Sunday morning is an early warning. I'm lying like a corner kick, lying like a corner kick.
Speak to me like
That was Muffrey and the My Fan Ways, I think. I asked them how to pronounce that band name. They'll get back to me soon, I hope. That song's called Control. It's a new song from them. And before that, we heard the 4 songs from the Stammet Records compilation, Damnations compilation, October 2025. That was Hammer and the Saltwater Crocodiles with Corner Kick. Before them, we heard Mauser with To Hell with the New Nazis and North Sea Fever with Oxymoron before Mauser. We're listening to new punk rock here in the Punk Rock Demonstration, and you can contribute, by the way, by going to punkrockdemo.com if you're a band and you've got new music. And let's continue with Stop Calling Me Frank. This song's called MB Anthem, or the Market Basket song. It's about a supermarket. I believe we had market baskets out here in California in the 70s, but when I was born, they were already gone. I wonder if that market still exists in other places. I think they're talking about Market Basket in the UK in this song.
Everybody's going to the market basket. You know where they're going, there's the reason to ask it. Hey, everybody's going to the market basket at the same time. More for your dollar at the market basket. Prices are smaller at the market basket. Tell your mom you call it from the market basket. Get in the line. Maroon or blue when they wear their jackets. Shells are hanging from their brackets. Looking to the grill in square packets. Oh, your neighbors meet you at the market basket. They got the food to feed you at the market basket. Get a frozen pizza at the market basket. Plus beer and wine. Oh, I'm at a door at the market basket. Same time for each market basket. It's one for the store, the market basket. See you next time.
up. My life's a fucking mess. Everything in excess. I can't make this car go any faster. Look at my life, it's a fucking disaster. That's okay with me, if it's okay with you. This might kill me, if I see it through.
I need something I can't touch.
I'm missing you way too much.
I need something I can't trust.
Sorry I fucked up so much. Missing you, missing you. Sorry I fucked up so much. I can't make this car go any faster. Look at my life, it's a fucking disaster. That's okay with me, if it's okay with you. This might kill me, if we see it through.
I need something I can't touch.
I'm missing you way too much.
I need something I can't trust.
Sorry I fucked up so much. I'm missing you, I'm missing you. Sorry I fucked up so much.
There's Melon Ball there with 129, and Elway with Turner Joy before Melon Ball. World's Scariest Police Chases with Wild Car before Elway, and Linda from Work with Blood in the Water before World's Scariest Police Chases. Still listening to the punk rock demonstration. I've got one more segment of punk rock, new punk rock here, and then we'll end off the show. Show will be back again next week on Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, like every week. And if it's not, that means the station's being moved. And yes, let's continue with some CDNQB. I've got these 3 songs from this Avondale Records new record label. The song's called Lights On, a Pick Apart remix.
Sometimes the thinking is rotten. Some memories that are forgotten. Suddenly the voices say, you got this. Go ahead, indulge yourself. Fuck it, be selfish.
totally overrun by goblins.
Slow, where you gonna go when the whole world's melting down?
That was Drexel Bowie with Jester. Nice super fast song there. I'll have to balance it out with a slower song when we end off the program. American Thought Criminals with Meltdown before Drexel Bowie. And then we heard those 3 songs from this Avondale's record label. Pickup Art, or is it pickup.rt? It's very weird spelling. You'll have to check the playlist on the website, punkrockdemo.com, for how to spell it. Weird is the New Normal. New Mix is that song name. New Mix because I've played their really old version of that song and they've re-recorded it, and that's what it sounds like now. Dredge before pickup.rt with Goblins, Nosebleed Edit, and of course we started off that segment with CDNQB. Now we're end off the show with a nice soothing song that's I'll let you decide what it sounds like. I already know what it sounds like, so it's pretty obvious. Robert Peterson and the Crusade is the name of this band, and the song's called Coming Out of Babylon. You might even be able to tell how this song sounds like just by listening to the song title there. But yeah, we'll end off with that. Nice soothing song, and if you've got some time, I'll play some Icicle with I Need a Man. They sent over some stuff, and not quite sure it sounds like punk, but that's the closest one, so if we've got time, I'll play that one. Until next week, I'll leave you with those songs. Hopefully the server will be moved properly, and it'll be a new month, October. Pretty soon it'll be 2026. But enough of the talking. Here's Robert Peterson and the Crusade. Thanks for listening.